This is Frankie Abrazzino with the Scoop News. As everybody knows, I went out to the comp plan meeting on Thursday to check it out and see what some of the changes were that were going to come from the comprehensive plan, which is something the city puts out. It's, I believe, mandated by the state. Most of the concerns were about future development, especially with a lot of the traffic congestion that we now see within the city. Uh, when I went, there was maybe about 20 people there. I had heard that approximately 110, 120 people went the previous 2 days. And so there is some interest in it. And they're basically going to change this plan from the 2010 up to the 2017. It's a good thing. And it's maybe a good thing. I always say that I went ahead and ran, and the mayor and a lot of these politicians heard that a lot of us did not want the overdevelopment, because now we're starting to see that in the comp plan. And I put a lot of emphasis on that because that was my overall goal, is to drive and affect change. It wasn't really to get the position. And we're seeing it now with this. If you look at this, the number of policies dropped from 688 to 293. The number of houses that can be developed within the area on the 2010 plan were at 58,500 for residential, and that's dropped down with a new draft to 32,200. Non-residential went from 94 million square feet to 80 million. So they definitely heard the citizens, the residents of the city, and they're making the changes, and they're pushing for a less aggressive growth plan. One other good thing too is they have it put into the language so that to ensure that you cannot go in and make changes to the building heights, the architectural styles, the compatibility and the design and all that good stuff. They're going to continue doing the JPA thing, which is a good thing. And then finally, I went in there, and just like Dr. Ed Martin, former Venice mayor, said, you weren't allowed to ask questions, which is accurate. During the meeting, you weren't, because they did the presentation, as you all saw from my live video shot, which hopefully I'll put a link on somewhere. Well, that's accurate, but what was sort of left off is you could ask questions afterwards. At all three events, you had commission members. I think Fred Fraze, Gates, and were there for mine. Those were the two that I saw. And then Jeff Shrum was there. And they were willing to answer questions afterwards, anything that the public wanted to throw out to them. They were said, if homeowner groups want us to come on location, we'll do that to ensure that everybody's happy. The comp plan is going to have a planning commission meeting on the 7th and 21st and 7th, which you guys can go to. They're open to the public, and you can see what's going on. And then there's going to be 2 public hearings held in March by the city council. So there is going to be time. A lot of times they just like it within that city council, just so they have a forum for it. And I think the other issue with asking questions during the presentation was that it was a rather lengthy presentation. That's it with Frankie Abrazzino, The Scoop.